What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update, and we have some really good news. $1,200 stimulus checks are back on the table for this next stimulus package that they're going to pass within the next 5 days. I got all the details for you in this video, in addition to states and cities that are passing stimulus right now, money that is already approved and already available right now. And we are giving $500 out to our viewers. I will give you the details of that at the end of this video. All the details of everything, all that good news is in this video. Don't forget to like this video, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Let's jump right into it. Okay, first up, big news for Biden on the election front is Biden has officially secured enough electors to become president, with California certifying their electoral votes. Although members of Congress can object to accepting the electoral votes, it would be almost impossible for Biden to be blocked at this point. California certified its presidential election yesterday and appointed the 55 electoral votes pledged to vote for Democrat Joe Biden, officially handing him the Electoral College majority needed to win the White House. With California, that brings Joe Biden's electoral votes of states that have certified their election in each state to 279 electoral votes, which you only need 270 to win. There's still a few states that haven't certified yet, but this does clinch it for Joe Biden. There is still processes that they need to go through, such as voting on it and the actual ceremony and things like that. But this is a significant step that does say that Joe Biden is the winner. It's the first step. In addition to that, Joe Biden just gave a big speech, a big interview, and there's a lot of stimulus news in there and what the Democrats want to do and are going to do with the next stimulus package and stimulus checks.
Do you at all plan to pass trillions of dollars of aid? Is that what you have in mind when you say we need to go big, or are we looking at billions of dollars?
We're looking at hundreds of billions of dollars. Look, again, I've learned after hanging around in this business for a while, the last thing you do before you begin a negotiation is lay down a drop-dead marker. And if it's not this, I'm not going to talk to you. I think there's a lot we can get done. Nancy. And I think people are going to see the overwhelming necessity. What's going to start to happen is a lot of folks who represent Republican districts are going to find their Republican neighbors are in real trouble as things get worse. They're going to find that there's an overwhelming need as these numbers skyrocket. You remember my saying that I believe the experts we'd had at least another 250 dead before the end of the year. And they went, oh, no, all right. Guess what? Look what's happening. It's going to get much worse. It's going to get much worse. And so I believe that there are enough Republicans who will join enough Democrats in the United States Senate to get a majority, along with the House, to get it done. But we'll see. We'll see. This is a step at a time.
On the coronavirus vaccine, you talked about getting it into African American and vulnerable populations. You said yourself that you're willing to get the vaccine publicly to get people to feel safe. But there are people already telling me, well, President-elect Biden has good health care. If there's some complications, he might have better health care than me, African Americans around the country. What more can you do to convince people that the vaccine is safe for them? And does that mean you'll at all lean on any existing members of the Corona Task Force? I know that you have committed to keeping Dr. Fauci, but is there Dr. Birx? Is there anyone else that you might be leaning on to convince people?
There are a lot of people I'm looking to convince people in the task force, and the task force will continue to be expanded with really fine people. And look, I think actions of presidents matter. And I'm going to say something that I think the African-American community, Latino community have known I've never misrepresented anything to them. And that if, as you all keep pointing out, I'm the oldest president ever elected, although I'm actually only 47. But all kidding aside, I think that my taking the vaccine and people seeing me take that vaccine is going to give some confidence. But you know, I said early on, you may remember, I think you may have asked me the question, I may be mistaken, But I said early on that I think one of the things that bothers me the most is by the wild assertions the administration was making about how this was going to go away and inject bleach and all those kinds of things. It was diminishing confidence across the board and the American people overall, but particularly in this administration with the African American Latino community. What I hear from my friends in the community, not but blocks from here as we stand, is that we're not going to be the guinea pigs. We're not going to be the guinea pigs. Well, the fact of the matter is that they won't be. You're going to see tens of millions of Americans taking the vaccine, and you're going to see the President of the United States and 3 of the 4 living former presidents doing it publicly as well. It's all about, and look, it's going to take some effort to rebuild confidence in science because it's been so diminished in this administration thus far. So, but I will, and by the way, in the meantime, I got to make sure that the vaccine is both free and available, and that any follow-up on the vaccine is free and available that relates to any health complications from it. So there's ways we can deal with some of these issues. Biden has good health care, therefore, but I don't have good health care. That's another thing we're working on from day one. I've been working on it at this moment. And so my hope is that we can reinstill some confidence in to be able to believe the President of the United States when he or she speaks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I haven't even had a chance to cover this yet, but former Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton have volunteered to take the vaccine publicly on camera to prove it's safe, in addition to Joe Biden, with Donald Trump not saying that he will take the vaccine publicly. I don't think that he has said that yet. Okay, I believe the next part is where we talk about the stimulus checks.
All I can say is I'm confident there are a sufficient number of Democrats and Republicans in the United States Senate, along with significant votes coming out of the House of Representatives, to put together a serious package that will keep us from going off the edge here, provide the kind of resources that are needed immediately. It's not going to satisfy everybody, but the option is if you insist on everything, we're likely to get nothing on both sides. And so I think they're on their way to being able to come up with a package that meets the basic immediate needs that we have. But I've made it real clear. It's just a down payment. This is not the end of the deal. So I've been relatively good at negotiating over my career because I never, number one, reveal something somebody doesn't want me to in the deal, and number two, because I always keep my word.
There are a number of progressives, including Senator Sanders, who have criticized this deal in part because it does not include the $1,200 checks that were in the last deal. What do you say about that? They say that the American people who are hurting, maybe not the small businesses, but just the everyday families, they don't have anything in this deal. They're not getting any of the stimulus that's in this $900 billion package.
That's not what I understand, but I think it would be better if they had the $1,200. I understand that may be still in play. But I'm not going to comment on the specific details. The whole purpose of this is we've got to make sure people aren't thrown out of their apartments, lose their homes, are able to have unemployment insurance they can continue to feed their families on as we grow back the economy, be in a position where we provide for help to localities so they're not continuing to lay off school teachers and firefighters, et cetera, first responders, and to make sure we're in a position that we're able to generate the kind of growth that is a consequence of this by allowing, it costs a lot of money to keep schools and businesses open. On the COVID side of the equation, they're all pieces should be in it. There's much more. If I were writing it, I think the proposal that, quite frankly, the HEROES Act that the House passed, that's what I would support. But, this is a democracy, and there are, you've got to find a sweet spot where you have enough people willing to move in a direction that gets us a long way down the road, but isn't the whole answer.
So that's really huge news. Joe Biden himself says that the $1,200 stimulus checks could still be in play, and he doesn't want to comment on it because of the negotiations that are going on. Well, he did comment on it because he says that they're still in play. But that's really good news because a lot of people were fearing that we hadn't really heard about the stimulus checks, the $1,200 stimulus checks or more from the Democrats or the Republicans recently. We've been hearing about it from a lot of Democrats. AOC and Bernie Sanders said that they will not support the stimulus package if they don't include stimulus checks in there. And we've been starting to hear some more outcry from Democrats. But now we heard it officially from Joe Biden that the stimulus checks are still in play. And will they try to add it in before they pass this deal in the next 5 days? Remember, in this deal, it's multiple different ways you could get money. There's money for state and local governments, which give money back to the people in the form of rent assistance and checks. I'm going to give you 2 new programs here just in a second. There's a $300 per week unemployment extension that goes forward for 18 weeks and backwards until December 1st, retroactive to December 1st. There's support for small business owners and people that work at small businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program that helps pay the bills of the small business employees. There's money for the vaccine. There's money for student loan forgiveness of $4 billion. If and when this passes here in the next 5 days, and we get more details about how the student loan forgiveness here, how this $25 billion in rental assistance works, how money for nutrition works, where you might be able to get more money on WIC, more money on SNAP, or money debit cards for just you to buy money, for you to buy food. I will be walking you through how to apply for all these things after they pass the bill, because this stuff is the type of stuff you need to apply for in addition to this state and local rental assistance. You have to apply for this stuff. So you have to know about it, you have to know the details, and then you have to apply for it. I will be walking you through all the details of that when they pass this bill. In addition to that, I want to announce another stimulus program that I found out for you guys for the state of Alabama. The state of Alabama has up to $33,000 in available help for each individual through FEMA in Alabama for housing assistance, temporary housing, repair, etc., etc. In addition to that, Alabama has another rental help program assistance. To find these 2 different pages here, one from FEMA and one from the Alabama government website, just Google Alabama Housing Assistance or Alabama Housing Assistance FEMA to find these pages and see if they're applicable to you and to apply. I will be bringing you more states and cities that come out every single video going forward with different states and cities that are passing stimulus and rental assistance to their people right now. So make sure you're subscribed and with the bell icon on so you don't miss out on videos. In addition to that, I'm giving away $500 total if you can guess what's in this box. It's our little contest. It's kind of a fun little game to play. And we're giving away $500 in total, $100 to 5 different people. If you can guess what's in that box, then you're entered into the pool of people who have guessed correctly. And from there, we will randomly pick 5 different people to win $100 from us. This contest only lasts a few days, so make sure you're not missing out on videos. The clue for this video, which is clue number 3, the item in the box comes from Europe. Okay? The item in the box comes from Europe. If you think you know what's in that box or you have a guess, just comment down below. You can comment as many times as you like. And I recommend you write these clues down. This is clue number 3. So I will be having you more clues for you guys at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you don't miss out on videos, especially because we have breaking news coming out regarding the federal stimulus package almost on an hourly basis. And don't forget to share this video with others so people like you will know about these stimulus programs going on. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.